Oh, yeah, sure, of course. Let's do some thing. I'd like to have the software, to be honest with you. I mean, my software doesn't cover it.
This work is part of the Sulcami effort to try to standardize the syngas catalyst, basically to generate hydrogen and CO. And Sulcami actually, maybe some people know, some people may not know, provide more than 1/3 of syngas catalyst in the world. So it's quite a big market share here, so quite important. And initially, we have two different formulations, basically calcium aluminate and aluminum. And after a few years' work, we figured out the calcium aluminate is a better formulation. Then we consolidate all the reforming catalyst to the calcium aluminate formulation. And we want to say that a real catalyst, calcium aluminate catalyst, is kind of a multi-phase. Different ion actually represent a different phase. And at the time, actually, we think about that what kind of a property and what kind of function and each phase play, and which is the preferred phase for this type of catalyst. And then we think about that during the spare time, well, manufacturer try to make catalyst and it works. But as a chemical engineer, sometimes you think about the wider work and you want to dig into a little bit deep and say which one is better, and try to get a more understanding on that. And then we think about maybe we try to synthesize each individual phase. Actually, to make an individual phase, because this is a cement-based stuff, it's quite you make that usually by solid state reaction, take very high temperature and take a very long time. So you run in a dilemma. Say you try to create something with a good surface area, pore volume, good structure for the catalyst, or you try to make a single phase. And actually, during this work, we come up with a method to try to synthesize the single phase at a relatively low temperature, so that you can retain desirable surface area, pore volume. Just to give you a simple some background knowledge about this calcium aluminate system. Actually, it's quite a complex system. It has different kind of phase between calcium oxide and aluminum oxide. And start from this side has a more calcium-rich phase, move to actually to this hexane aluminate phase. And you can see here, actually calcium oxide has really high melt point, and aluminum also has quite high melt point. And with the increase of aluminum content, this calcium aluminate actually has higher and higher melt point. And we try to synthesize physically this work more focused on the aluminum-rich side. And from thermodynamical calculation, you know, actually those phases, this, let's say, calcium monoaluminate, calcium bialuminate, and calcium hexaluminate, they all can be formed thermodynamically. I mean, it's favorable. Started from calcium oxide and aluminum oxide. The only unfavorable reaction is actually this one. If you from calcium monoxide and with aluminum do that. So metallurgical is doable, just take time and temperature to get there. And this is the property for actually take from the literature here, the different type of phase. This phase I didn't actually we cannot see in the phase diagram over there. This actually is not a very stable phase. But you can see property here. Actually, this phase is more like the calcium oxide, and move up to higher alumina content, more towards the alumina oxide structure. But from this major calcium aluminate phase, you can see here the strength. Actually, this hexaluminate has the highest strength and also highest porosity, which is good for the catalyst in somehow. And also, actually, from the hydration property of view, the more calcium it contains, the more reactive it is. Actually, this calcium aluminate has 12 calcium oxide and 7 alumina oxide. Actually, if you it's powder form, you put it in water, it's just fresh setting. It's react with water immediately. You cannot stop it, even with repipe aging. And this calcium monoxide is the major active phase for a commercial calcium aluminate cement. And move toward there, actually, this calcium aluminate usually not hydrate, but with that present of this higher calcium phase, it may be hydrated in some degree. In terms of hydration, this hexaluminate is inert. So in a lot of applications, because specifically this is for the steam reforming or partial oxidation or mixed reforming, in any case, if the water you will not add in, will be forming water in some degree. So the hydration is something you need to concern about, especially for industrial catalyst. You want the catalyst particle strong and stay the shape you already formed. Otherwise, you run into pressure drop bubble and you have to stop the reaction. So actually, just from the property, you can say this higher alumina content calcium aluminate maybe is a preferred phase for your catalyst formulation. This is what I just mentioned about the hydration actually. I don't want to repeat it anymore. And by the method we developed, we actually synthesize each individual calcium aluminate phase. You can see here, this is the actual sample, and this is the peak position, the relative peak position is perfectly fit. And the next one, because this high calcium content material, we don't think is quite suitable for our application, so we do not put much effort there. But the later stuff, the more aluminate stuff, we have more numbers, did more research on that. This is the SEM picture for this calcium aluminate, one calcium, one aluminum. This you can see here actually these small particles milled, and there's some sugar here, and they bind it together in order to actually get this some kind of strength, but it's still porous. And this XRD again quite pure phase, fit nicely. Some unidentified fit, but the majority are fit pretty well. And we did some study here. Actually, this material calcine at a different temperature. You can see here, calcine at a lower temperature this is the pore volume return about like 0.2, between 0.2, 0.3 pore volume, and the surface area along the a little bit below 1. But if you calcium a little bit higher, then your pore volume dramatically drop down and the surface area as well. Since this material will be used in high temperature applications, so the thermal stability is quite important. So this material looks like it's not quite thermal stable. And this next one is 1 calcium and 2 aluminum. You can see the picture as well, pretty much similar to the previous one. And again, the peak is quite nicely fit to the theoretical peak position. And from here, you can see this material is more thermally stable and return more surface area and for more. The next one is hex aluminate. Again, you get that, and the structure is quite a little bit quite different actually than some needles. And this one is even more stable in terms of you can say the surface area start out higher and end up much higher than the previous two, or as well, because of different scale here. And yeah, we synthesize this, and then we say we want to say how stable are they. We try to treat it like in saturated steam and say how they change. And this material, say calcium aluminate, start with pure calcium aluminate. When you treat it with steam, it's pretty much changed. And this hex aluminate, you can compare those two, it's pretty much keep unchanged. It's quite stable, no problem with that. And when we made these carriers, and then we say, okay, we make some catalyst. Start with nickel catalyst, since the commercial reforming catalysts are all based on nickel. So we made all those catalysts, and yeah, compare the pore volume here and the surface area. Surface is higher here, since actually we put the nickel on, the surface area tremendously increase on this higher calcium support. This high aluminum support increase a little bit, but not as much as this high calcium support. And you compare the nickel crystal size, it's similar, except that this one is a little bit smaller. And one thing I need to mention is actually the percentage of nickel can be reduced. You can see here, this hex aluminate pretty much 100% can be reduced, but the higher calcium washing support on this higher washing support, only about half of the nickel can be support can be reduced. And from the PPR, you can see here as well. Actually, this one can be reduced at lower temperature. I have to keep their curves later on. This actually in situ XRD running at in 5% of hydrogen. Try to say how this material reduce and how the crystal change. This is a carrier actually calcium at quite a low temperature. We try to say get a higher surface area material, how that interact with the metal. You can see here all the material actually stay in oxide form. The nickel cannot be reduced. And for this higher calcium washing support, the crystal size, nickel oxide crystal size increase quite rapidly during the at high temperatures. But this hex aluminate pretty much stay there. This is the PPR. PPR for the same catalyst showed on previous slides. You can see here, very small amount of nickel will be reduced at a low temperature, very, very small. Cannot be picked up by the XRD. And the majority of reduced at a very high temperature. So that means the interaction between the support and the metal is quite strong for this high surface area stuff. And then we actually, in the industry, we would like to make a catalyst more stable, even they start with lower activity. And to do that, usually you treat this material at a very high temperature, and then you use at a lower temperature, it will be much stable. And this carrier be treated at high temperature first, and then put metal on. And, this also insecure XRD, 5% of hydrogen octane. You can see here, actually, this is the calcium aluminate. It's really. And after that, we think about, okay, partial oxidation right now is quite hard, and rhodium catalyst is really hard. We already say some presentation here. Say we put the rhodium on this carrier, let's say how it does in partial oxidation. And we running this material at like a half-meaning space velocity and methane to oxygen ratio 2. And first of all, actually, we reduce the catalyst and then feed it the process gas and let the temperature raise, and then we'll find out the light off temperature. This light off temperature, we record it. You can see here from higher calcium to higher alumina, the light off temperature actually reduced here. This methane conversion, those three calcium aluminate you can see here, pretty much they are really active at this high space velocity, pretty close to equilibrium. And also we look at the selectivity to hydrogen, and they are pretty good. It's around 90%, 90+%, except this one should a little bit low. And CO selectivity already high, or 95% stuff. Actually, we did at 3 different temperatures, 700, 800, and 900 Celsius. So move to the conclusion. We feel that this alumina-rich calcium aluminate are excellent support for the application where high temperature is required and the selective steam are unavoidable. And also to ensure the stability of catalyst, alumina-rich phase are preferred. That can be synthesized by a method we developed at a lower temperature. And also, you can say the result gave you pretty good performance in partial oxidation. And at a very high space velocity, it can be used as a regular reforming catalyst, steam reforming, or some more recently developed high space velocity partial oxidation catalyst support. So that's end of my presentation.
A lot of the catalysts are used for reforming high temperature, like methane steam reforming. I believe were nickel MgO, something like MgO supports.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do these calcium aluminates compare to an MgO support?
The MgO actually topsoil catalyst is based on MgO.
Right, that's
yeah. And the problem for MgO is MgO carrier or nickel on MgO, nickel can be dispersed very well on MgO,
Yes.
and the start surface are very high. Problem for MgO is the size of Mg is too similar to nickel, and they form some kind of solid
Yes.
solution.
Sure.
And the reducibility of this material will be a problem. When you put downstream,
Yes.
you have water or you have oxygen, the material, they have to be reduced and really hard to stay at the reduced form. Yeah, a lot of time they have to put some kind of noble metal to reduce the first layer and then get enough oxygen, hydrogen pressure to reduce the nickel.
Sulfur species and alumina like each other very much, and people even made sorbents based on alumina. How is your performance in terms of sulfur compounds? Sulfur.
This, we have a lot of application actually have sulfur in. I think that it's pretty much similar to alumina. Calcium aluminate compared with alumina. They're pretty similar. The calcium oxide, because this material, this calcium is bonded with alumina, so the calcium will not react with sulfur. So I don't know if this answer your question.
Yeah, practically, yeah. Because the alumina, people make copper alumina based sorbents, including SO2 based. That's what I have in mind. If you happen to have SO2 in your stream, how is this catalyst going to behave?
It will deactivate the tags for sure, because nickel actually is not for the because the carrier is nickel actually.
Yes, one of the slides you showed that the selectivity is higher than the equilibrium. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, I know somebody will pick up this. This happens at the low temperatures. I think the partial oxidation is an external reaction. The catalyst surface temperature is higher than the bulk temperature, the gas phase temperature. This what we match. So there's it is a part of the over equilibrium is contributed by the temperature error.
Any other questions? Surprisingly, we're on time. First time. Thanks again.